You know what I mean? It's kind of like John Wick being the boogeyman. Like, you pissed off John Wick. Shit.
Baba Yaga.
The Baba Yaga. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Today's episode is going over The Beekeeper. It's Jason Statham's newest action movie, and it is action-packed. I actually had a really great time with it. I'm a big fan of Jason Statham and all of the movies that he does. They're very entertaining. I've loved him ever since I started watching them with like the Transporter movies. And even Expendables, I like those. And he even made his way, obviously, into the Fast and the Furious franchise as well because he's a big star.
Yeah, Jason Statham does a good job in this movie. He does what he does in terms of his action sequences and his choreography, especially his fight choreography. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, he never fails on that part of it. He's a very, very athletic man who delivers a lot of stunt work, and he knows what he's doing. And you can see it when he's performing too. Like, he very much is into all of the stunts and the action. So I really liked this movie. I thought it was really fun. Had a really great time watching it. There's a couple of times where I laughed pretty hard just because of the ridiculousness. Like, we don't watch these kinds of movies, you know, for them to be like critically amazing. These are fun, entertaining movies. There's nothing wrong with turning your brain off every once in a while and just soaking in the ridiculous action-packed adventure.
Yeah, I thought the story in this movie was pretty basic. It was just like, it knows what it is.
Yeah.
You've come to this film knowing and expecting what kind of film this is, because it's not a story that is too important, and it's pretty much something that's been repetitive in terms of what it is.
Yeah. So before we get too far into this episode, I just want to remind everybody, if you're following us and on our socials, stay tuned because we have some upcoming stuff happening. And if you're watching on YouTube, hit that like and subscribe button down below. Really help us out. Don't forget to go to our Patreon and subscribe to one of our 3 tiers at patreon.com/thecalvincam. Really help us out and grow bigger and better, like I always say. So let's go back into our episode. Yeah, The Beekeeper, to give you a quick synopsis of what this movie is about. It is one man's brutal campaign for vengeance takes on national stakes after he is revealed to be a former operative of a powerful and clandestine organization known as the Beekeepers. So basically, he's a ghost in the system. He used to be a part of the Beekeepers organization, which seems to be like highly trained operative that gets shit done, basically.
Yeah, and they're kind of like the last line of defense.
Yeah. And it's funny the way that this movie approaches that aspect of it, because it's one of my favorite parts of the movie is just everybody knows what the Beekeepers are, but nobody talks about it until like late in the film. Like, they're like, oh, he's a beekeeper? Shit, we're dead. Like, you know what I mean? It's kind of like John Wick being the boogeyman. Like, you pissed off John Wick. Shit.
Baba Yaga.
The Baba Yaga. Yeah, so I really like that aspect of this movie a lot. And I like that it's also in comparison to John Wick being an old lady that took care of him and that he also looked after, ends up killing herself because of a money fraud company taking all of her funds that she's earned through her charity and everything. I'm talking millions of dollars. And she kills herself, and he basically goes apeshit over it. He's just like, okay, you're all dead.
Yeah, it's kind of like the metaphor of the dog in a way. Like,
exactly.
You messed with the Beekeeper's main lady, so
yeah,
you're gonna fear the wrath of him.
And, you know, from there, the whole movie pretty much unfolds. We have this also side character plot with the elderly lady's daughter, Verona Parker. I think that's the character's name, and Agent Matt Wiley. We have this little side plot of these FBI agents tracking him down on top of, you know, Jason Statham going and doing his thing as Adam Clay. So I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the track down. I enjoyed the hunt.
The hunt was fun. Also, there's just moments with Jason Statham in his acting. Oh, obviously he goes, "You're dead," or he basically blurts out the plain obvious of their outcome of what's going to happen to him. So it's kind of like, I like him when he does that. He does that in so many movies. He does it in the Fast and the Furious too. It's just like, that's just his style of acting when he puts it in a role of a character when he gets serious about it.
I love it because it's like, even though he portrays like pretty much the same character in most of his movies, it's still like just entertaining. And I also like in this movie specifically all of the bee references. There's just so many bee references. It's like, got to protect the hive. The queen needs to go down. Like, there's just so many.
Yeah, there's a moment too when Agent Veronica Parker goes, "You know what bees do?" And he's like, and your partner's like, "What?" And it's just like starts talking about the bee's behavior.
Yeah,
so it's kind of cool.
And it's funny. I also liked Josh Hutcherson as the villain. I thought he did a great job. Derek Danforth, the head of the company, who turns out to be, and spoiler alert, just so you know, Derek Danforth is the president's son. And so that's where this whole movie leads up to, is Jason Statham kind of working his way to the top of the quote unquote beehive.
Take out so what, the queen.
Yeah. And it's very funny. And I think that Josh Hutcherson does a really great job. I also really love Jeremy Irons in this movie a lot.
Yeah, he was good in this movie.
Especially just him being kind of like the Jiminy Cricket to Josh Hutcherson, you know what I mean? Like, he was just kind of like, "Oh, kid, why? You're fucked."
Why'd you mess with the beekeeper?
He's like, "Well, there's not much we can do, but I hope you realize he's the last eyes you'll ever see in your life." And I'm like, damn, dude, this is... Jeremy Irons always goes hard, though, in every role that he's in.
He always does. He does in Die Hard. I just recently watched it. It's so good. He's a great actor.
Now, this movie also has a lot of cheesy moments. The CGI, for one, I found to be obviously not that great. And I didn't expect it to be, just because like it's a lower based action film in January. It's not by the biggest studio either. And it's directed by David Ayer, who he did a great job directing Fury. But I was not a fan of his Suicide Squad because I really thought that CGI in that movie was bad, and that had a lot of money. But superhero movies, CGI is always up in the air. But
is it Fury, the Fury with Brad Pitt, the World War II movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he directed that, and that's a fantastic movie.
Yeah, that's the one about the tank division, correct? Yeah. That's a phenomenal movie.
Yeah. So did a great job, and I have to say, like, all in all, he did a great job with this. But the CGI, man, the explosions were so like clearly CGI, like, to the point where I was like, wow, I could have done that in like After Effects.
Yeah, I mean, really what holds that is just, like I said, the fight choreography is good. But that's what Jason's known for.
Yeah. And all in all, I'd say this is definitely worth a watch. Like, getting into our final reviews for this film, I'm going to give this film a solid 3.5 out of 5 stars. I think that it's perfect the way that it is because it knows what it is. And it's something that I'll probably watch a couple more times. But critically speaking, it's obviously a very plain and simple plot with not a whole lot to it. And, we've seen this movie a dozen times.
The plot is really predictable.
So yeah, I'm gonna say 3.5 out of 5. So what would you give it?
I would give it probably a 3. I mean, it's like I said, the story's predictable. It is what it is. We know what it is. What really holds this movie for me is it's got its comic elements, and I do like that about this movie. And also, obviously, Jason Statham doing what he does with his fight choreography and his serious role acting. I mean, he really hasn't changed since the Transporter films. So that's why I would give it a 3 out of 5.
All right. Cool. So that is going to conclude our review for this episode. I also have our little segment at the end. Today we're doing action movie quotes. So I'm gonna hit Anthony with some trivia.
He's gonna drill me with some action
movie quotes. And don't worry, I made them like pretty good, enough to where I feel like you'll get some of them at least. So and they're all movies you've seen.
All right, bring it on.
So
give me your best shot.
First one, the quote is, "I owe you a 10-second car."
John Wick. Come on, Calvin. That was pretty easy.
Nope. Not John Wick.
Oh, yeah. I'm an idiot. It is The Fast and the Furious.
It is The Fast and the Furious. I'm glad you stopped and thought about it. All right, cool.
I think what you threw it off was you said something about a car, and I just thought of John Wick right immediately.
Okay. Welcome to the party, pal.
Die Hard.
Yes. Nice. All right. If it bleeds, we can kill it.
Obviously, it's that. Right there.
That's
it's Predator.
That's the easiest one on the list. So, let's see. However, leave the limbs you've lost. They belong to me now.
I know I've seen it and I know what it is, but I just can't think of it right now.
It is Kill Bill.
Yep.
The next one is, sooner or later, I rub everyone the wrong way.
I don't know, actually.
It is a John Carpenter movie.
Is it the Thing?
It is Big Trouble in Little China.
You got me with that one. I know most of the quotes, so you just... I now remember it, but yeah, you got me with that one.
Okay. One more.
Okay.
It's funny. I'm going to need a gun.
John Wick?
Yes.
That one was blatantly obvious, but yeah.
But you had to think about it for a second.
I did have to think about it.
All right. Cool. So that is our episode for today. Thank you all so much, and we will catch you next time.
Yes, thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps the channel grow, and you guys have a great evening, and we'll see you on the next one.
Thank you all so much for tuning into the Calvin Cam podcast. We appreciate you all so very, very much. And you know, if you like us, hit that like and subscribe button down below. It really helps us out, as well as you can go over to our social media platforms like Instagram or X and follow us over there. We like to communicate and build our community up, as well as you could also go to patreon.com/thecalvincam and join one of our 3 tiers that we offer. We offer a couple of different benefits per tier, and it's good stuff, and it would really, really help us, and we'd really appreciate it, of course. So thank you all so much for tuning in, and we'll catch you later.